Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HMR's 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom or top right side as the pink Delhi Sultanate with Lazy Game Enjoyer. Spawn on the south left side as the Cyan Chinese. We have CrackedyHere. Of course, with Delhi Sultanate, we've got immediate research being employed on now. Of course, we got the Scholar and garrisons, as well as, of course, Wheelbarrow, with probably soon to be survival techniques afterward. We do have now the Delhi Sultanate scout pushing forward. We'll spot a whole bunch of nothing, really. A little bit too early for a scout, but does at least tell him where he's at the moment. This scout is moving around the right side, trying to claim some sheeple to lead back at home. So I got 3 on gold, and now I do have the Tower of Victory being put on the field. The Tower of Victory, of course, does provide anything built with offensive influence, at least infantry-wise, gets plus 15% attack speed. Got Pink playing up his area there. Does go ahead and get his age up over here. Do got the Imperial Academy now being flowed on out. More villagers still being produced out, as well as some more research. Sacred horticulture, gold, mix of everything. Scout will quickly push on forward. We do have one Ghazi rider now, or raider now deployed out on the field. I'm not sure where exactly he's at. Looks like he's right here, and we do have the Bardic and Sun now deployed out. Did I cast this replay? No. It just seems like this is very, very common. We've got the Bardic and the Sun in the middle of the map, able to prevent the Scholars from claiming it. And this replay just seems really familiar, but this replay was played today, so it's not one I've cast. It's just that just got a bit of a case of a deja vu. Of course, got the town center here. Imperial Academy has been pulled on the field. Can't really deploy out any more Imperial officials at the moment. He is at a maximum population for it. We do have the scout here spawning for the Ghazi rider. The Ghazi rider it's heavier than a regular horseman there, and now we do have this town center now being pulled out of here. Looks like the Imperial officials receiving hits first. The Imperial official does have more health than the villager, so that does buy science some time to pull out defense. Not pulling out defense, he's just going to try to stall out the best he can. This villager is down to 2 health there, and we'll see some hand-to-can use. Let's go and shank him a little bit with those villagers. Let's go down to half health, and this other concept will be built on out. You got this deer being killed on off, but he has building a mill right there, so it's not really accomplished all too much. In fact, that deer is pretty close. Maybe you should take time to pick it off. And does get a bit scared away right there. And since he got the fresh kill there, now he does going to get that going, but does bop both of those sheep. And now the scout does receive a lot of shanks there from their knives. And now got 3 Ghazi riders now pushing down south with 1 archer here, which does have the Tower of Victory. Was this 20%? I thought it was 15%. Increased attack speed by 15%. Oh, looks like that is maybe a bit. There must be a typo somewhere. It's either on this side or on the other side. But right here it says 20%. It's hard to say what's the actual attack speed. But there is a bit of typo somewhere. Just not sure which side it is. We now got the Ghazi Raiders now advancing forward. We'll find some of these villagers. Let's get a good strike onto them. Let's get one of the villagers down. Scholar now claim this sacred site. This one is being protected by the Bardic and the Sun, and we do have these guys pushing forward in order to build some walls. Okay, he's now deploying some horsemen to help protect himself, or maybe trying to push on forward. He's trying to take on the scholars on the sacred site. Got the single archer in this area, gains some good shots there onto the Imperial official. Of course, the Imperial official does have extra health there and does manage to get the deer somewhat close to his town center. Scholar here now receiving some damage from the horseman, and it looks like the exotic doggo is trying to bite the horseman. Raider's now coming up north, trying to deal with the rider. He probably won't save the scholar, but he may save the sacred site. Now got this horseman and engaging these archers, giving some great damage onto them. And ooh, he got completely surrounded. He actually got pinned right there. He does see the sacred site from being decaptured. The scholar actually did live as well. He really wanted to have the sacred site rather than kill off the scholar. Scholar now receives some fire now. We've got this Ghazi Rider advancing on forward, or Ghazi Raider. Scholar's receiving some fire. I think the scholar will go down. Archer does get cleaned on up, and there's a lot of Ghazi Raiders right here. It's cutting really close. He gets a stab there, and the horseman does go down. One more stab, and that scholar would have gone down. Horseman now engaging all the Ghazi Raiders. Ghazi Raiders are heavier than regular horsemen, but they're more expensive. Right now, the Chinese player may want an eye for some more spearmen. He's going to build more horsemen, engage the horsemen. Now, I do have a mill being plotted out, as well as an outpost. Hero examinations now. Starting to plow some of these wall segments out, or trying to keep these sacred sites secure. Arkan Sun will keep this area nice and secure. We do have these Ghazi Raiders now advancing forward. The Imperial official does have, looks like 40 gold. He does go and drop off the gold there now. He does go ahead and get into the town center, fires a couple arrows onto these forces. We do, of course, have +1 pierce armor. Now he's going for half damage and pierce damage. And it looks like these archers are trying to build the wall segments there, but they will go down to this horseman given enough time. Science horseman trying to push him forward as well. His scout could try to take from that point. Now I've got more wall segments going on up. The horseman will in fact go on down. And that horseman does go down there. He does save all except for one of the archers there, which allows him to complete the walls. And now we do have these raiders pushing way forward, walling up more of the region. We got the scholar here. I'm not sure why the scholar's pushing way forward like this. Right now for economic tech, we do have Sign have 1 agricultural. For pink, we do have a bit of everything. Another stable going on up. He could go for some melee damage as well as melee armor. And now we do got the astronomical clock tower being put on the field. Even now we're seeing some does get garrison right there. We'll see some fire. Scout try to push on forward. And now got more horsemen charging forward as well. Does get inside the town center a little bit. Does got 1 Imperial official there. And he may lose one of the raiders. Got more horsemen charging forward as well. There's good number of horsemen here. They've got 6 Ghazi riders versus raiders and versus about 7 or 8 horsemen. And now these horses are getting picked on off as well. It does put these palisade walls up and going. Villagers need to be passed off the line. Got some torches being thrown on out. And now the palisade gate is receiving a bit of fire. Villagers now backing off. He does get inside the tower. He's immediately back on the line. He really wants that gold there. Now got the horseman engagement. He's going to lose some villagers. He has a superior number of villagers at the moment, but losing some of those villagers there allowed his horsemen to engage a bit more effectively. Getting some free damage there. Hank Cannoneer from the town center getting some damage onto these forces. Looks like Sign is overall losing. We've got more horsemen, more archers advancing on forward. Do now have a lancer upon field. Ghazi Raiders do have a little bit of bonus efforts to heavy, but it's nothing for the new counter, more just something to even out the fights a little bit. Some of these archers now getting hit on in, more lancers being pulled on the field. He's going to just need a lot of them in general to deal with this force. Do now have the compound defender now being pulled now. Imperial official really should not mind to collect taxes right there. And does go and get cleaned on up there. And the rest of these villagers will be cleaned on up. Over here, I got more Lancers. He's going straight for Lancers, getting his fourth one out relatively soon. He needs more stables. He does have 2. He's actually missing gold. This gold is actually very important. He's also doesn't have a high reserve of food. So one does have a good amount of food, wood, and gold. A pair of outposts here and 13 villagers. Bardic Sun still in this area. And both these sacred sites do both provide 125 each. So this 250 gold per minute is solely from those sacred sites. So those sacred sites do provide a decent amount of gold revenue. You now have the village fortresses being researched. Do now have these Ghazi Riders and Archers starting to make their advance. Mining camp receiving some fire. Science gold income is quite minimal. He does not have any gold inside his own walls. He does have castle wages. He's picking up somebody's picking up some of these relics. It's probably pink. Delhi Sultanate has a lot of scholars out in the field. 3 and the 4th one's on the way. Spearmen now being researched for the Chinese player. Also getting 3 of them deployed and queued up as well. These Lancers should be able to deal with the Riders. You could delete some of these wall segments, starting to move around to the far side. And this wall will go ahead and go on down. Let's get a good strike there, taking out one of those Ghazi Riders immediately. And over here, you got these Ghazi Riders starting to torch down this gate. Mining camp now being picked on off. We do have still a lot of research over here, as well as the veteran Ghazi research. Granted, Delhi Sultanate doesn't really have timing attacks. Once they age up, this still takes a significant amount of time to get any sort of research complete. Zion needs to start eyeing to claim some of this gold. He does have a bit of stone here. Maybe should I collecting it in order to help keep gold mines secure. There's a couple of large deposits of gold over here and here. Putting one over here can help secure this sacred site as well. And then starting to put up some walls there. Nice little alcove there. There's some gold, there's some berries, there's some more stone. Spearmen starting to get overran. These are Lancers, not Ghazi Raiders. And now they're starting to fall on back. Over here we do have these Ghazi Raiders advancing on forward. And they are both very wounded. Now, one's very dead, the other one is not fully dead just the moment. And this wolf is starting to bite that scholar who's trying to claim himself a relic. That wolf does go ahead and go on down. And that raider does go down as well. More walls going on up. These walls are not yet completed or even started. Those are starting to move around. He does have a good escort of spearmen here, so these riders won't do much. There's also one archer in tow. He needs to just want to lose that archer. He actually may lose the archer to the wolf. So we're now advancing forward. We've got these Lancers taking out a single archer, I think. And he does manage to ghost these guys inside, trapping these Lancers there. He's great damage onto them, picking off 2 of them immediately. These other 2 are moving around. Does lose a couple, I think he lost at least a villager. I don't see any carcasses there. And does find some more hits there onto these Lancers. Spearmen starting to make their way forward, try and stab these forces. It does get some good damage onto them. Over here, the spearmen are starting to torch down some of these walls. these lancers are starting to push their way forward. You got, of course, a good wave of crossbowmen coming out. With more spearmen. That'd be a good item to help engage those lancers. Don't need as well as the guys who are still close massive threat. He still has a significant number of archers here. We do now have the Bardic Sun going down. It does only have a hand cannoneer to fire for defense, so it's pretty easy to focus on down. We could potentially see these these hunters being cleaned up. Lancers not pushing forward, being chased down by some lancers. We've got the spearmen here. They does get 5 of them inside the Bardic of the Sun, and now we do have these guys start engaging the Bardic of the Sun. Up here, these lancers start pushing forward. Does get some slice on these villagers, but nothing too significant. And this lancer rule looks like it overran. We've got these lancers pushing forward, chopping up some of these lancers over here. But it looks like the lancers will go down. The keep will be built. Seinfeld has a significant number of villagers, but his military, actually they have a decent comparison number. It just seems like Pink has maintained good presence across the map, hasn't he? Let's get the central one or right one decaptured. And now the Chinese economy is starting to gear on up thanks to these graniers as well. As spearman does go down, we do have these forces are making their way forward. There's some archers and crossbowmen here. Sign has a massive force of spearmen here. Has a scout and palace guard, mostly just spearmen. He's make his advance. The spearman will get some great damage there. Doesn't get any braces there, but these Ghazi raiders all immediately go down. He's starting to get overran. He has this contingent of spearmen here trying to stop those lancers from collapsing on top of these crossbowmen. I do have a clock tower and SBs. Fires a volley there. Getting some decent damage on those archers. Spearmen starting to make their advance, trying to engage these forces. Spearmen trying to stutter step away. And we got another volley there. The Lance trying to push away forward, but there's a good number of crossbowmen and spearmen for protection. The pink archers will get overran. And now I got these spearmen advance forward. Good crossbow shots at them as well. Pink has claimed all secret science, but that can be quickly changed because this one here is being decaptured now by crossbowmen. Archers are being engaged by these spearmen now. We got these crossbowmen here. They're about to get overwhelmed by the lancers. Now I got the palace guard charging forward. It's also got some charge attacks here, but I don't think anything in science went down right there. These lancers are falling back. Does see the nest of bee volley there, but mostly range short. Spring Gold now firing against the nest of bees. Science still has a superior economy going. Science claim up this wood here. And now it's starting to claim some gold. The trade post is right here, so you could potentially put a market here and go about... That's about half a map's length to get some extra gold. He does spot these lancers now. He's going to be pursuing them. There's a Hero Palace going up right there. That is another Age 3 landmark. Right now it's the Song Dynasty. Trying to get some damage on these forces. These forces are starting to get overran. Horsemen and more spearmen and Palace Guard advancing this position. It does get a nice flank there on those lancers as well. You'll have these archers here as well. Those could get easily overwhelmed by this force. In fact, just leaving them behind, which will give his lancers some time to escape. Now he's in the Yuan Dynasty, and now it's going for the Spirit Way. Spirit Way, of course, gives you faster dynasty research, cheaper dynasty research, as well as when a dynasty unit dies, He gets nearby units health regen and attack speed. The villager does go down right there. Got some spearmen here as well. Springald does manage to escape away from his forces and receiving some health regen. Thanks to being near, or oh, that's the Builder villager. We have these Lancers start advancing forward, gains some great damage there onto those Lancers with the Spearmen. Alscar in the mix, and Pink does back out of the game. This is Anna Grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.